Good morning. Thank you to SAGES for the privilege of the podium. My name is Jennifer Brown. I'm an MIS fellow at Northwest Hospital in Maryland. I'll be presenting our study on concurrent bariatric surgery and ventral hernia repair with mesh. I have no disclosures. A reported 8% of patients undergoing bariatric surgery will also be diagnosed with a ventral hernia. Therefore, there's a unique opportunity in this patient population to address both their obesity as well as their hernia at the same time during a combined procedure. Unfortunately, there's a lack of consensus within the surgical community regarding a combined approach. So the purpose of this study was to evaluate the safety and feasibility of performing such a combined procedure. By comparing 30-day postoperative outcomes between patients that underwent minimally invasive sleeve gastrectomy or Roux-en-Y gastric bypass with concurrent minimally invasive ventral hernia repair with mesh. We used data from the 2015 to 2022 MBSAQIP database. Patients were aged 18 to 65 years old. Procedures were restricted to those that were performed either laparoscopically or robotically. Out of the 1.2 million patients that underwent either minimally invasive sleeve gastrectomy or Roux-en-Y gastric bypass, 871,000 underwent sleeve, 365,000 underwent bypass. We then further subdivided the groups into those patients that underwent either bariatric surgery alone or with concurrent ventral hernia repair with mesh. As you can see, a very small minority of patients underwent a combined procedure, 0.36% in the sleeve group, 0.64% in the bypass group. These patients then underwent propensity score matching analysis within their respective cohorts. We used 26 preoperative characteristics in our propensity score matching analysis. And as you can see in the right lower graph for the sleeve cohort, we had good matching between the groups after our analysis with a standard difference close to 0. We performed the same analysis in our bypass patients and again found good matching between the groups after our analysis. We then compared 30-day outcomes between patients that underwent a combined procedure versus those that underwent only bariatric surgery. Listed here is a small subset of the 26 postoperative outcomes that we looked at in our study. As you can see for the sleeve cohort, there were no differences in mortality, readmissions, surgical site infections, or early hernias. There was a slight increase in postoperative length of stay as well as operative time, although we felt that these differences were not excessive. We performed the same analysis with the bypass cohort and again found no differences in mortality, readmissions, surgical site infections, or early hernias. There was again a slight increase in postoperative length of stay as well as operative time, although again we did not feel that this difference was excessive. We did, however, find an interesting difference in the rate of reoperations between the sleeve and the bypass group. For patients that underwent Roux-en-Y gastric bypass with a concurrent ventral hernia repair with mesh, there was a significantly increased risk of reoperations within the first 30 days compared to those patients that underwent bypass alone. This difference was not seen within our sleeve cohort. Several limitations to our study included the fact that this was an observational study. We also realized that propensity score matching analysis is imperfect, although we felt that the 26 preoperative characteristics used in our study were both inclusive and resulted in good matching at the end of our analysis. The MBSAQIP database also has its own limitations, including the fact that it does not include data regarding hernia size, type of mesh used in the repair, whether the hernia is reducible or incarcerated, or the specific repair technique. Follow-up is also limited to 30 days, so long-term outcomes are unable to be assessed. In conclusion, we feel our study demonstrates that in current practice, a very small minority of patients are undergoing a combined procedure, but we feel that our study demonstrates concurrent minimally invasive bariatric surgery and ventral hernia repair with mesh does appear to be safe and feasible. However, given the higher rate of reoperations within our bypass cohort, we would suggest favoring a staged approach to the hernia in patients undergoing a Roux-en-Y gastric bypass. Alternatively, these patients could be considered for stricter selection criteria if a combined approach was preferred. And finally, additional investigation is needed to evaluate long-term outcomes such as hernia recurrence for a combined procedure. Thank you. I'd be happy to take any questions.